matter of fact though, pterodactyl when I micro and macro my mind. Why would I try to hide the fact that I'm jacked to be actually naturally high? And I'm that guy with the flashlight, looking back at the track with the black light. How about this, how about that? Pay attention to wax, you're free to see what that's like. That's why we need to take.
Alright gang, Ian Anderson, Touch Coast Disc Golf. We are back with some more 2017 PDGA World Champions for the Masters. Joining me today, a man who's been busting his tail for disc golf almost as long as I have, PDGA Media Manager, Marty Gregoire. Say what's up to all those people out there, Marty.
Hello, people out there. Central Disc Golf. Central Coast Disc Golf fans.
Yeah.
Happy to be here.
And disc golf fans. We're happy to have you on, man. It's been a long time. You get to hang out with these guys a lot and see all the courses. Should have some fun insight for us, I imagine.
Yeah, I feel like I've finally made it to the top. I've always wanted to do some commentary, so I'm excited to get started here.
Awesome, man. Wanted to have you on for a long time, so glad to make our dreams come true. Hole 11 is coming up here. Par 3, 412, dog leg right. Pretty wide, but then it tightens down very rapidly, as this course is wont to do, Marty.
Yeah, I was calling it a machete course. It's just that sort of thickness in a lot of it.
Absolutely. There is Barry Schultz throwing a beautiful Annie. Might have finished a little wide left. Robert Bainbridge.
Looks like he tried to follow his line there. Left it a little bit short left.
Yep. Looks like Johnny McCray going for the towel trick. You ever try that, Marty?
It's a smart move. You got to do it sometimes. You got to have a big enough towel, or you end up focusing on a tiny little square.
Oh, I didn't really thought about that. That's an excellent point, sir. Larry busting off the forehand.
Right. Larry's coming off his roughest stretch. I mean, he went bogey, bogey, double bogey, bogey before this hole.
Yeah, he was having some trouble off the tee. That was a pitch in right there. Larry doing the same with a forehand. That'll work.
He's a great player out of Oklahoma City. I think he won Glassblown this year in Masters.
Really? Wow.
I believe so.
That's an accomplishment. There is Johnny McCray, a little overhand, getting pretty close. And Barry Schultz had by far the best drive, but still really no look, Marty.
Yeah, it's that kind of course. You really have to park your shots. Mark LaFleur, the owner there. Oh, a spit out for Johnny.
Ooh.
Yeah, Mark's put a lot of time in there and just making it as hard as he can while still keeping it pretty.
Mm-hmm. I succeeded wonderfully on both of those. It is a beautiful course, but it is highly punishing. Johnny McCray wants to punish those baskets after this round. I don't know did you see the first 10, Marty?
Yeah, and I heard about it just being there and walking around like, oh, he's had some spit outs here and there.
Yeah, you missed about a 6-footer on hole 1. It was another one after that, too. There's Larry busting up that trusty forehand. A bunch of pars and an unfortunate spit through for Johnny. He's going to lose him a stroke to our leader, Robert. Who's now got a 3-stroke lead. We are on to hole 12, par 3, 340.
I got to know Robert a little bit. I hadn't seen him a lot at the events that I've been to. I know he's a West Coast guy, but I'm a Midwest Coast guy, so I don't get to see him as much.
My buddy Scott Duncan hit me up today about him. Says, great guy. Plays with him a lot. So, and also a fantastic disc golfer. There is Barry. That didn't look very aggressive.
No, and I think you're going to see a lot of that the more you watch this course. The lines are so tight that if you can throw a putter straight and just land it where it needs to land, you're going to be better off than the guy who's going to take the more risky line to get a little more distance. Like that is a good example right there.
Yeah, Larry just proved your point for you right there. Where's Johnny going over here? Oh, backdoor line.
Yeah, there is an even skinnier tunnel there on the right.
Wow, risk reward. And it looks like it kind of got Johnny right there. Robert with the forehand upshot looked pretty. Barry, after just kind of laying up his drive, just going to play for the 3. You know, I don't think you're losing strokes with a 3 on this one, Marty.
No, you're really not. And they make it look so easy. I promise you, if you walk this course, every one of these holes, you have to kind of walk up the fairway and go like, well, how am I supposed to get it down there?
Yeah. Yeah, some really interesting shapes to these fairways. There's a par cleanup from Barry and Robert. Johnny's hoping this one stays in.
You got it.
Yep. Put that one low enough. And there is Larry. Save par.
Larry with the bag putt par save.
Mm-hmm. He used the towel. It's super effective.
Yeah, and the tee pads didn't really look like they'd be slick, but there's just that tiny little layer of film that builds up.
Huh.
And it does get a little slippery on some of the ones, especially the ones that don't have the rubber like these do.
Mm-hmm. Hole 13 is coming up, guys. Par 3, 250. Looks like it's just right there, but I believe inside the fence is OB. So.
Yeah, that's right. And it's not that big of a green, and the fairway on the left to get there is really just frightening.
Yeah.
The woods are as thick as they look there on the left.
They are. They're just straight nasty. Barry Schultz on the tee, throwing a beautiful hyzer at it. Oh.
Now that looked like it was short.
It
Did that
was.
hit inside the fence?
I think he is short, yeah. He's OB. Robert, hanging out a little wider.
You gotta like that. You might be on the edge of the rough there, but you made the green.
Yeah.
An easy putt.
Exactly. Larry? Airs on the side of going long, which is where you want to miss if you do. Johnny McCray.
Really stable disc there.
Yeah. Looks like he's going to have a look for it. So, a little drop zone action here for Barry. Gonna try and save the par. Gonna take a 4.
He's smiling.
Yep.
Must be a good Pink Floyd song on. That's all he listens to out there.
Is it really?
Every time I see him, I say, "What are you listening to this time?" Floyd.
Nice. Well, the man has good taste.
Mm-hmm.
A couple good birdie putts from Robert and Larry. Here's Johnny gonna try and match that. And everybody just
that one wanted to come out.
It really did. Oh man. Johnny's kind of like the Ricky of the Masters guys with that putt of his. Really jams them in there.
It must be a latitude thing. You have to
you're
putt that way.
And everybody just picked up 2 strokes on Barry right there. Which is good for Robert. Takes his lead out to 4. Well, I guess it's... Yep. And that is going to take us to a hole 14, par 3, 208. Oh, this is just kind of tight, Marty.
There's a couple trees in the way.
Wow. I broke my drone just looking at this hole.
Yeah, that's I wouldn't be flying mine.
No. Well, Peter didn't. He flew mine instead of his. Here is Robert. Looks like that kick left. Larry?
That looks like the lineup. It looks like you're better off playing as a righty, just having it flex over a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. Johnny McCray?
I see that. Now that looked perfect, but we've all been there in those really wooded holes where you think you hit the line and it just gets stopped.
That last tree gets you. Barry just floating one out there. That's pretty. Wow.
Those Carolina guys, they're used to trees.
Right? He's getting back that stroke he just lost. Robert going to try and get to the bucket. Forehand roller here? Kind of close, but not incredibly.
It's like a forehand roller mixed with a weak tomahawk or something.
Yeah.
But it worked.
It did. Yeah. And that putt from Larry worked as well. Barry drops in. Johnny going to clean up a par. Robert doing the same. Oh, that's a bogey for Robert, isn't it?
Yeah, after that first tree kick.
Yeah. What do you think about Barry's form, Marty?
You know, he looks a little uncomfortable on some of his more of those like precision Anheuser shots, but It's obviously not.
No, he straight smashes.
Guy knows what he's doing.
That is for sure. A whole 15.
3-time world champion.
Is he really?
This one.
I knew he had a couple in there.
Heading into it. Well, 1 Masters, 2 Opens.
Regular. Nice. 15, 400 feet, just straight away. OB right over the fence. Larry's hanging it out over there, hoping it comes back. Get over. That looked good.
It does, and this hole, I did walk through it. It feels longer than 400, but they're going to show you that it's probably not.
Yeah. Barry piping went up the middle. That was beautiful.
That's a little deer stand up on the right there, and there's a little slot window that I would count as a black ace if I threw it up there.
Is it a brown ace? Because deer are brown.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we'll go with that. That one faded out a little bit to the left. Robert on the box.
Johnny knew as soon as it came out of his hand that it was going to cut over.
Yeah. Oh. Looks like that stayed in.
Yeah, it looks like it was just on the edge of the fence there.
Mm-hmm. Barry just laying it for his par, and looks like you're right there, Marty. It's playing long.
Yeah, and you can see the wind is gusting out there, which it makes it really tricky because you're in, for parts of it, it's so thick in the woods that you wouldn't know it was windy outside of the woods. So you get used to playing with pretty much no wind, and then you step out to a hole like this, and you haven't been playing in it.
Mm-hmm.
And it just makes it a little more tough. Oklahoma City, those guys know how to play in the wind.
Larry is turning on the putt, and yes, they do. Barry cleans up. Robert will do the same. Johnny almost matched Larry, but not quite.
Robert Bainbridge was saying after the first round that he'd never even heard the term shul.
Really?
Until he came out there.
What?
Yeah.
That's like a Billy Crump classic term. Wow.
I don't know. I've heard it plenty of times. I didn't know it was an unknown thing.
Yeah, I guess I've never really heard someone in California say it, other than, from watching a video. Looks like Johnny, his drive to go beat right there, though, unfortunately. He's taking a bogey onto hole 16, par 3, 320. Just again, going straight up the gut, and you don't want to get off this fairway, Marty.
Yeah, this is some of the roughest rough out there. It's one of those rounds where I'd be, even if it was 110 degrees, I'd probably be in pants. Just don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, this is one where you bring a spotter. Because, my goodness. Barry, that's going to get left. Oh, that's a good kick.
That was a very friendly kick.
Yeah, kicked it right in the middle of the fairway. Should be able to salvage a par, hopefully. Robert?
That looks pretty pure.
It does. Ooh. Almost got Dre, but looks like he's pretty parked, despite...
Yeah, I think he's close enough that it wouldn't even matter.
Yeah. Johnny? It's getting a little too left. Oh, makeable, though.
That could be some turbo putt territory for him.
Always a fan of when he busts that out. Ooh, barely.
You just don't see it enough.
You can't ever see it enough. Larry, gonna give us a look for 2, but not easy.
Ooh, wow.
Wow.
That looks good.
He's on right now. Johnny. Oh, come on, Johnny. Where's our turbo? There's
there you
the
go.
turbo.
There it is.
It's got to go in now. Yes.
Wow. We called that one.
Yes.
That's
have
a
not
win
seen this
for
video
us.
either. Love that. Larry makes his comebacker. Robert's going to putt eventually. A little awkward, but isn't too far away.
There's definitely some poison ivy out there.
Is there?
I believe it's the same oil as poison oak, and he said he doesn't get poison oak, which I know he has plenty of in California.
Yeah, we do. I seem to get it every time I go up to his neck of the woods. Oh, we get some slow-mo turbo. So down for this.
Slurbo?
It's a slurbo highlight. Thank you, Brian Geis, for that. Beautiful. And the edit as well. There's a couple good birdies there from Robert and Johnny. Looks like Johnny just tied Barry for second. Hole 17 is up next, par 3, 315, dead straight. And again, don't get off that fairway.
What an incredible amount of work it has to be to keep this course the way it is. I mean, it looks like it was once just a giant field of weeds
Right?
and shul, and he just drove an enormous lawnmower through it.
This guy's the biggest John Deere ever invented. Oh, Robert turned that one over a little bit. Man, I wonder if there's some hidden headwind out there.
It's definitely blowing hard.
Yeah.
If you look up towards the top of the trees, it's really gusting up there. You're definitely going to be better off keeping it low, letting some of the weeds there block that wind.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Johnny. He
Wow.
Took your advice.
He's a good listener.
He is. Barry Schultz. Also keeping it moderately low.
Yeah, he's going to want that to turn in. And it did.
Wow. Looks like they almost used Robert for a little bit of a windsock. Larry?
And he's going to be good, too.
Yeah. Oh,
Deep.
Simmer.
That's probably a lost disc. That's how thick it is right there.
It's only 5 foot away, but we're writing it off. Here's Robert for the 2. Oh, get that up.
Oh, wait, he found it. He found it and got the birdie.
Wow. Some Oklahoma skills right there. Johnny McCray. Solid drop in. Barry Schultz for a 2 as well. They're both picking up a stroke on Robert, making this race a little tighter. There's Robert.
It's a long day out there.
Yeah.
These guys, like 3 holes left, they're probably pretty happy about it.
Yep. Did they play 2 rounds this day?
No, the days that they played Black Falcon, it was tee times, and the course is also about 30 to 40 minutes north of the city, so
Okay.
it's a haul to get out there, and it's a good 4.5 hour round to play.
Gotcha. This tournament is also a haul, man. How many? We got 7 rounds plus a. Is that right? Or 6 rounds plus a final 9?
6 rounds plus semifinals if the division had enough players in it for a semi.
Cool.
And then 9 more holes.
Wow.
Because why not?
Love it, man. It's a true battle of endurance and skill. Let that cream rise to the top. Hole 18 is coming up. Par 3 with a slight dog leg left. Johnny McCray on the box after getting a stroke on Robert. Ooh. He got after that one. But
Yeah, he was trying to crush it.
he was.
It's a big hyzer round over there, but you gotta really put some heat on it at 417 feet.
Yeah. That's a pretty solid distance for a hyzer line. Wow. Larry found a window.
Yeah, he's just looking on video, it looks hard enough. Standing there on the tee, the lines that they're hitting to get these shots to work it's really just incredible.
It is. They're fantastic at disc golf. I look pretty good from Barry. Robert?
Robert's playing a little more stable line. Uh-oh.
This is Johnny coming out? Yeah.
Yep.
He hit that early tree and kicked very far left. Here is his 3rd shot. Going to try and get up and down for the bogey. That looked pretty good.
Yeah. And this is the basket up on the rocks.
Oh.
And off behind it, maybe 40 feet or so, there's a road that I believe plays OB, but it really doesn't come into play unless you really, really overthrow your upshot.
For sure. That was a good upshot from Barry. Oh, Larry almost got a stroke on the card right there. Kind of to settle for a par. Here is Johnny salvaging a 4. Larry comes back for his par.
I mean, you saw Johnny there. He didn't look like he was buried into the rough, but you'll see it all over this course, just guys that are 2 feet into that stuff and are very smartly, wisely, just pitching out to the fairway and taking their fours.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's really tough to make progress up the fairway if you're at all off it. Robert makes a good par putt. Barry doing the same. Gotta love that natural OB, Marty. I'm a fan of it.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't get much more natural OB than this course.
It does not.
I've seen a few others like it, and that's why you see them throwing putters and stuff off the tee when you know they have the distance to get there, but it's just not the tournament play.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense for your overall score to go for it like that. Coming up next, guys, is hole 19, par 3, 281. Looks like we're looking at a dogleg right. Low ceiling tunnel shot. Good luck. Oh, is that a deer right there?
Probably.
Did you see that?
I didn't catch it.
I swear I saw one. Here is Larry taking the high forehand line, which I really like for this hole. Okay.
I also think the high forehand, I think, is one of the hardest tee shots in disc golf.
Yeah. It fails me more often than it works. Barry tried the high Annie backhand. Robert taking a little skip line here.
It looked good.
Yeah, made the corner. Johnny McCray, not much of a forehand thrower. Going to take that Annie line.
I don't know that I've ever seen him throw one off the tee.
I feel like I might have seen one, but I could be wrong. It doesn't happen often, that's for sure.
He did hit that one high.
He did hit high.
It was coming in fast, and it looked like it dove down right above the top of the basket.
Yeah, like the top link or the...
It was still a good putt.
It was.
Any other day, it probably sticks.
Yeah, just not quite good enough on this day. Barry makes a nice putt for his 2, I believe, and here's Robert making his. Wow, Barry really made that corner.
Yeah, and Robert really played that skip perfectly.
He did.
Always pleasure, my man. Thank you.
Johnny cleans up the par, but he is losing more strokes. Here is how you throw a high forehand, Marty. Just do that.
I could watch that about 50 times and still not do it right. So
yeah, same. Robert's still leading the tourney, 3 strokes over Barry. Johnny lost a stroke to the card right there, though. Hole 20, the last hole of the round coming up. Par 3, 340. That's another tunnel shot.
It's a beautiful finishing hole. It's one of the wider fairways, believe it or not, on the course.
You're not wrong.
You want to come in low and skip over to the left for the putt.
Wow.
I'm sure there's some other crazy routes you could take, but that's the one I saw the most often.
Okay. See what Larry has in store for us. Taking the high hyzer. That was wide.
That's the risky run, and you could see in the background the trees are just whipping back there.
Yeah. Gosh, the gap is almost smaller the higher you go in this hole, too. The way those trees lean into the fairway. Robert?
Yeah, the high route is the one that's going to get you in the circle.
Mm-hmm.
The safer one would be the low, skipping backhand.
Boom, there it is.
Johnny McCray has got power for days.
He's throwing farther now than he ever has, and I heard several of his competitors saying that too.
Really? Wow.
That he's just crushing it. Like Dave said during their divisional doubles round, that he's outthrown everybody.
Wow. I don't doubt it.
Yeah.
Wow, what a putt.
Larry
What a
is
way
just
to
straight up
finish.
fire this back 10, Marty.
Yeah, what a recovery too. That had to be tough. 7, 8, 9, and 10. He just couldn't catch a break.
Yeah.
Come on.
Really played a strong back 10 to finish the round.
Yeah, just some incredible putting. Johnny McCray looks like he went long. Comes back for the 2. At least he finishes on a good note. Not the round he's hoping for exactly, but not terrible either. That's an advanced maneuver. Let's see that. Barry?
Right over the top.
Wow.
Perfect. Unfortunately for Larry there, Mike Moser shot the hot round out there. Him and Feldberg both shot a 6 down this round.
Wow.
Moser ended up taking Larry's spot going into the round 5, which I believe is at Riverside.
Okay. What's Riverside like, Marty?
Riverside is, man, it's a great course. It feels really open. It's got some really tall sort of old growth trees there, and there's just enough of them to bother you on most of your shots. But
Okay.
it's also a very long course. It comes in at like 8,600 feet on 18 holes.
Wow.
There's OB. There's a lot of it's created by the walking pass, and there's some really tricky tee shots that have some tricky OB as well. So
Cool. Well, that should be a fun watch. Round 4 definitely was a good one. Robert's got a 3-stroke lead going into round 5. Marty, thanks so much for joining me, man. Thought it fun having you on.
anytime.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, again, also, thank you for coming on, but also thanks to the PDGA for sponsoring the coverage and getting us out there to film all this fun action. Really appreciate it.
Love having you guys out.
Thanks,
and
man.
I'm sure I'll see you a lot more this year.
Always. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys in the next World's Vid.